Diddy, just saying the name, it brings up so many images, doesn't it? Like, you think about it, from a kid in Harlem hustling to get those mixtapes out there, to a brand, a global brand, synonymous with what, hip-hop, fashion, even like vodka. It's a story of ambition, for sure, reinvention, and you can't deny his impact.
No, absolutely not.
But, and this is a big but, recently there's this whole other narrative that's kind of taken over.
Yeah.
We're talking serious allegations.
Yeah.
Like really serious sex trafficking, racketeering, abuse. And to like really get into this, we're diving into a ton of information today, news reports, we've got potential legal documents.
Right.
And of course, you can never forget the court of public opinion, which, let's be honest, that could go either way.
Oh, absolutely. It's like wildfire. What's, I think, really striking to me, though, is how much Diddy's story is like intertwined with the music industry itself, like how much it's changed and grown.
Yeah.
Because this isn't just about one man's, rise and potential fall. This is about a whole system. It's about a culture that, yeah, he benefited from, but you could also argue that he shaped.
Okay, so before we get into all the heavy stuff, let's rewind a bit.
Okay.
Because I don't think you can really grasp the weight of everything being alleged without understanding how huge Diddy's career actually was.
Yeah.
This wasn't just about, making a few hits.
Right.
This was like a whole, it shifted the business model. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. He basically, he created this whole artist as CEO model.
Yeah.
Think about it, Bad Boy Records. That wasn't just like a record label.
It was a lifestyle.
It was a lifestyle brand before that was even a thing,
Totally.
He understood, the power of image, of building an empire, and not just an empire in music.
Right.
The clothes, the endorsements. I mean, come on. That Sean John velour tracksuit.
Iconic.
It all just fed into this aura, this feeling of success.
It's true. And he made hustle like something that people wanted to do.
Yeah.
That jump from producing to fashion.
Right.
The constant reinvention. It was like he could conquer anything. He could just decide and it would happen. But, and this is where it gets messy, this relentless ambition, even if you admire it,
Yeah.
it might have had a shadow side. There's got to be another side to that.
And that is crucial to acknowledge. Even before all of this, all these accusations now, there were whispers, right?
Right.
Lawsuits about shady business, accusations about violence, those never really went away.
Yeah.
So his rise was huge. It was massive, but it wasn't, it wasn't all perfect.
Which makes you wonder, if those early signs were louder, would we be here?
Right.
Did his talent, and I'm not taking that away from him, and his business sense, did it make it easier for people to just be like, whatever?
That's the question, isn't it? Because now with all of this, we're not just talking about the accusations, we're talking about how we felt about him.
Right.
About his whole legacy.
Okay, so let's get into the specifics here. We're talking sex trafficking, and just so everyone's clear, this is way beyond, prostitution.
Oh, yeah.
This is exploitation, like the worst kind.
Yeah.
Using people, manipulating them, trapping them. And the stuff that's in these reports about Diddy's supposed involvement, it's really disturbing.
It is. And if this is true, it's not just him being bad. It means there's a system.
Yeah.
Like a network built to use people to make money.
And then on top of that, there's the racketeering charge. I mean, that sounds like a movie.
It does.
But this is serious stuff, organized crime level.
Yeah.
We're saying he used his business, maybe even Bad Boy, as a cover for all kinds of illegal stuff.
Exactly. And if that's true, that's not a one-time thing. That points to a pattern.
Right.
Like, thought out, using his power on purpose to do bad things.
And there's Cassie Ventura. I mean, she's not just an ex.
No.
This is someone who had a career. Her accusations, they change things. This isn't just business deals gone wrong. This is claiming he hurt her, like actually hurt her physically and emotionally while they were together.
Wow.
And she says she has proof.
Wow.
Videos even, but so far no one's seen them.
See, that's what gets me, because that sounds like what so many people have gone through, like that whole #MeToo movement.
Exactly.
Power silencing people. It just makes you wonder, did all his success, did it protect him?
It's a lot. And it definitely changes how you see him.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
We're not talking about a businessman driving a hard bargain anymore.
No.
This is someone who might have used people, really hurt them.
It makes you think, can you separate the art from the person? Can you listen to "I'll Be Missing You" and not think about all of this?
And that's the question, isn't it?
It really does. And it's even more, messed up, because he built everything on this idea of Black excellence.
Yeah.
Like lifting up the community. And now for a lot of people, this feels like he went against all that.
It's true. It definitely makes it way more complicated.
Yeah.
And it's not just how anyone feels about it.
No, not at all.
This is serious stuff, legally, professionally. I mean, we found over 120 lawsuits against him. That's insane.
It is. And that's not nothing. That many. It makes you think maybe it's not just him, you know?
Right. Like, how does this go on for so long? Was everyone just, ignoring it?
Exactly. Was it like a culture of silence, everyone looking the other way? Because this was the music industry. His people, they had to know something, right?
And speaking of the industry, let's talk about what Diddy's saying about all this.
Hmm.
He's denying it all, right?
Yeah.
Saying it's a smear campaign, even some kind of conspiracy. I mean, come on. Is that just what you do when you're in trouble, or could he be onto something?
I mean, everyone deserves a defense, right?
Right.
And his lawyers are definitely like coming out swinging.
Yeah.
They want to make the accusers look bad, control how people see it all, make him the victim, which we've seen that before, haven't we?
We have, but there's just so much of it this time, and it's serious stuff.
Oh, for sure.
And it goes way back. It's not like one time. It's his whole life, allegedly.
Yeah.
And let's be real, public opinion, that matters.
Absolutely. And from what we've seen, people are divided. Some folks, they're sticking with him. They're like, no way. You know,
Yeah.
they talk about the charity, the music. They just don't believe it.
Yeah. And then there were the others who are like, see, I told you so. This was bound to happen.
Right. Because we see what they want us to see.
Right.
Right. That's what makes all of this so interesting. It's like you can't just give a simple answer.
Nope.
It makes you think about fame, about power. Does it change you?
It really makes you think, how much are we willing to just ignore because we like someone's music, their style, whatever? Can you, separate that from the person? Can you listen to I'll Be Missing You and not think about any of this?
Yeah, and that's the question, isn't it? People have been trying to figure that out forever.
Yeah.
From, Picasso to Michael Jackson. It's like, we love the work, but then you shoot the other stuff.
And social media makes it even more intense, right?
Oh, totally.
It's everywhere. Everyone's got an opinion. You see it in the comments, on Twitter, arguments all over the place.
It's like this real-time thing. Like, how are we reacting to all of this?
Exactly.
And you can't forget, this is all happening while we're still figuring out that hashtag #MeToo stuff, you know?
That's true.
Like, power, consent, all that, and not just in Hollywood.
It's like this whole thing with Diddy, it's just a smaller version of what's going on everywhere.
Exactly.
Like, how do we deal with accusations? What about fame? Does it let you get away with stuff? It's just a lot.
A lot to unpack, for sure.
Yeah.
And before we finish this deep dive, we got to talk about what this could mean for Diddy, for his whole, I don't know, everything he's built.
Yeah.
This isn't just the courts, it's his whole life, his legacy.
Because if it's true, this could be it for him. Like, career over, everything gone.
It could. This could have huge ripple effects, music, fashion, even the business world.
It's true.
Because your brand is your image, and right now his image is, it's not good.
Not good at all. Some radio stations have already stopped playing his music.
Really?
Yeah, and brands are quietly backing away.
Yeah.
But will it last?
Right. That's what we need to know.
Will people forget about it?
Because let's be real, people have short memories, especially when it comes to celebrities.
It makes you wonder about fame, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, what does it cost? Because think about it. Diddy's whole thing was being that hustler, the guy who, bent the rules.
Yeah, but what happens when you break them?
Exactly. What if the system that says, go for it, take risks, what if that also makes it so no one's really paying attention when things go wrong?
That's scary.
So where does that leave us?
I don't know.
I mean, anything could happen, right? He could lose it all, or he could come back from this. Who knows?
And that's what's crazy, right? Diddy's legacy, it's not just the music, the money. It's like, how do we as a society, how do we deal with this?
It's true. It really is bigger than him. It is. It really is. And, man, this could be it for Diddy. Like, career over, everything gone, if this stuff sticks.
Oh, absolutely. We're not just talking about, jail time here. This could be the end of his whole empire.
And it's not just music, right?
No way.
We're talking fashion, business, everything he touches. Brands are all about image. And let's be real, his image right now.
Yeah, not great.
Not great at all. Like we were saying, some radio stations already yanked his music.
Right, and some brands are like, see you later.
But that's the thing, isn't it? Do you think it'll last? Or will people forget about this when it's not all over the news?
That's the million-dollar question. I mean, it happens all the time, right? People forget, especially if they like the celebrity.
That's true. It's like, what's that saying? Out of sight, out of mind?
Exactly. It makes you think about fame, though, like what it actually costs. Think about it. Diddy's whole thing was, yeah, break the rules, hustle harder.
And it worked for him. For a long
It
time.
did. But then you got to ask, what happens when you push too far? What if the system, the one that's like, go for it, take the risk, what if that same system just doesn't see it when someone goes too far?
Man, that's a scary thought.
It is, right?
So where does that leave us? I mean, really, anything could happen. Diddy could lose it all. He could come back from this. Who knows?
And that's what's wild, right? That his legacy, it's not just the hits, the money, none of that. It's how we all, like, as a society, deal with this. What do we do with this information?
It's true. This is way bigger than just Diddy now.
Way bigger. And it makes you think, are we paying attention now? Will anything actually change?
It's a lot to think about, that's for sure. And we don't have all the answers, but one thing's for certain. This story isn't over.
Oh, definitely not. There's more to come, more information, more legal stuff. And it's going to make us look at more than just Diddy, but the whole system, Like, how did this go on for so long? Who led it?
And that brings us back to why we do this, right? This deep dive, it's not about taking sides. It's about asking the hard questions. It's about looking beyond the surface, no matter who it is.
Exactly.
The next time you hear a Diddy song, see his name, whatever, remember this conversation. Remember that there's always more to the story, and it's on all of us to keep asking those questions.
100%. Don't just take it at face value. Dig a little deeper.
That's it for our deep dive today, but we'll be back next time with another story, another chance to, really unpack what's going on. Until then, stay curious, y'all.